Wish Gemini actually knew you and could act as a personal assistant rather than just a place to search? Welcome to the intelligence gap that Gemini is looking to close with Gemini Personal Intelligence. Hey friends, I'm Tasia, Custode, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I share a ton of Gemini goodness just like this. And Gemini is getting personal because it can now pull information from across your Google apps like email, photos, search, and even YouTube. And not only can it pull from these individual sources, but it can combine information when necessary, creating a more contextual, personalized response tailored to you. So here's how to use Gemini Personal Intelligence and why you may or may not want to opt in. In order to use Gemini Personal Intelligence, you're first going to enable it. And remember, this is opt-in. So on the web, you're going to head to Settings in the bottom left and click on Personal Intelligence. And from here, you'll click on Connected Apps. Now, what you're seeing here on my screen may seem familiar to you because in the way back days of Gemini, when it was in its infancy, we would simply connect apps in order to have it to be able to pull the data from those apps individually when you requested it. With Personal Intelligence, things are going to be taken up a notch and it is able to combine the information for you from each enabled app. And this will look a little bit different with Personal Intelligence. You will have the ability to toggle on each app individually. So not quite like I'm showing you here. Now on mobile, you're going to tap on your profile icon in the top right, tap on Personal Intelligence, and then tap on Connected Apps. You'll be able to toggle on each app individually, as I mentioned, and that allows you to control which apps you actually want to link. And once you've toggled on Personal Intelligence, all that's left to do is to use Gemini as you normally would. But now it's even more personal because Gemini Personal Intelligence understands context without being told where to look. So good. Google says that personal intelligence has two core strengths. First is the ability to reason across different complex sources, and second, the ability to pull specific details from, say, photos, search, email, etc., to answer your question. So it's going to work across text, photos, and video to deliver tailored answers to you. Now, VP of Google Labs, Gemini, and AI Studio, Josh Woodward, shared how he's using personal intelligence to save time in his day. So he showed this example of how he had to take his 2019 Honda minivan in for service, but he realized once he got there and got in line that he didn't know the tire size. So he asked Gemini to help him. Gemini went beyond finding just the tire specs because with personalization toggled on, it suggested different tire options and even referenced his family road trips in Oklahoma found in his Google Photos. And then it pulled ratings and prices for each type of tire. Then Josh realized, oops, I need my license plate info. And instead of searching or leaving the line to go see what his plate is, he again simply asked Gemini. It was able to pull the plate number from a picture he had in photos and also helped him identify the van's specific trim by searching Gmail. Talk about a time saver. And what's really cool is that Gemini will try to reference the information used from its connected sources so you can verify it. And if for some reason it doesn't, you can simply ask it for more information. And if it doesn't get something right at all, you can simply correct it in the moment. This is great for inaccurate responses or over personalization. In essence, when Gemini doesn't quite connect things properly. So in this example from Google, Gemini really thinks you like golf because it saw a bunch of photos of you at a golf course. It didn't really get the nuance here. Maybe it's really your son that likes golf and that's why you're always there because you're taking him to the course. So in this case, you simply tell Gemini, I don't like golf. It's as simple as that. And keep in mind, just like with anything in Gemini, you can always provide feedback with a simple thumbs up or thumbs down. Now, I know what you're thinking. The more access you give Gemini to all of your data, the more access Gemini has to all of your data. This is true, but remember, this is opt-in. And Google is quick to point out that Gemini does not train directly on your inbox or Google Photos library. Rather, they train on limited information, like as an example, the specific prompts in Gemini that you give and the model's responses to those prompts in order to improve the functionality over time. So when Josh showed the example of his minivan being taken for service, his photos and emails were not used to train Gemini, but they're simply referenced to deliver the reply. So basically, Gemini isn't trained to learn your license plate number, as an example. It's trained to understand what that is when you ask for it. And Gemini is not going to use this personal intelligence for every single response. It's simply going to use it when it thinks it's going to be most helpful for you. And you can always regenerate a response without personalization, or you can go ahead and use temporary chats that don't use your personal data. Now, when it comes to availability, this is in beta and it's currently rolling out now in the US to Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers. Gemini Personal Intelligence works across the web, Android, and iOS, and it will be expanding outside the US and to the free tier of Gemini hopefully soon. And as of right now, it's available for personal Google accounts and not workspace business, enterprise, or education users. I love that this personal intelligence in Gemini will allow it to give me more personal, detailed answers tailored to my interests and what I like. I'm definitely excited to dive into it further and see how it can be really helpful to me, especially with trip planning. And I'm curious to know if you have access to Gemini Personal Intelligence yet, and if so, what do you think of it? Drop a comment below. Well, that's how to use Gemini Personal Intelligence, and now I want to hear from you. What do you think of this personal intelligence feature? Are you going to use it? Do you love it? Do you already have access to it? Or are you never going to give Gemini access to connected apps? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, well, I want to know. So give it a like, a share, or you can leave that comment below. You can click right about here to subscribe to my channel, and here for even more Gemini goodness. You know you wanna. Thanks for watching. See you next time.